represent the Yoruba people.
Absolutely.
Or represent the northern region of the country.
Absolutely.
So the reason why I'm asking is whether or not those of you who supported Buhari to become president do not speak as one, as long as I remember.
Not really. We didn't support Buhari because he was a northerner. We supported Buhari because he was a better option than Jonathan in 2015. It was a much better option at the time. And we supported him because we could quite clearly see that Jonathan's administration was weak. It was soft on Boko Haram. It was soft on corruption. It was soft on a lot of things that we believed a government that he had inherited from Umaru Yar'Adua ought to have been doing. We needed a farmer president who would hold the country together. And we saw in Buhari a better option. And we supported him, not because he was a northerner, but because he was infinitely, at the time, we thought, oh, this guy was tough, corruption, he has a reputation for being intolerant of, he had fought Chadians who had invaded Nigeria many years ago. He had run a country that jailed politicians, corrupt politicians for 300 years and stuff like that. And we supported him. Now, it could have been anybody. We just were looking for a better option than Jonathan.
But he ended up being the opposite.
Yes, and you see,
is that a position? Is a question?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I don't think we've had a government that is worse than Buhari's government.
You think Buhari's government was worse in history?
Well, we haven't had a government, and not by the records that I've seen. And believe I'm 70 years old, and I've followed Nigerian politics from way back in the early 70s. I haven't seen 8 years under a leadership that just didn't govern, didn't care about the priorities, didn't set priorities, didn't chase, didn't care about how the poor lived, how secure the country was, how the young people needed to find futures. I didn't see one. And the rest comes back to the point where I joined. I couldn't see myself sitting on the fence when another government that had the mandate of Nigerians to fix Buhari's damage says, please come in and help. It would have been irresponsible to say no.
But do you regret in this moment that you work with the Tinubu?
No, I don't.
Would you do it again if you had opportunity?
Under the way the Tinubu government is going, no. But regretting going in, I don't. But regretting going in, I don't. I got out because there was no space. I didn't see that fire, that commitment, that zeal to fix a country. And the rest comes back to the point where I joined. I couldn't see myself sitting on the fence when another government that had the mandate of Nigerians to fix Buhari's damage says, please come in and help. It would have been irresponsible to say no.
But do you regret in this moment that you work with the Tinubu?
No, I don't.
Would you do it again if you had opportunity?
Under the way the Tinubu government is going, no. But regretting going in, I don't. But regretting going in, I don't. I got out because there was no space. I didn't see that fire, that commitment, that zeal to fix a country that has been wrecked. And I saw instead a country that is just getting worse.
So what you saw was more of its facade, more or less. Not real commitment, is that what you're saying?
See, the records, there are many Nigerians. The one I saw was where in 2023, Nigerians lined up, elected Tinubu, President Tinubu, because they thought, okay, Buhari is gone, we're in a mess. Let's elect a president that would fix Nigeria. President Tinubu comes in. They won, bang. He says, put their belts on. We're going into some turbulence. And remove subsidy. And you would think a president at that stage was quite prepared to undertake such a monumental policy. It turned out he didn't. He had a handful of advisors that then had to fix a problem. They started looking for solutions because from day one, he pushed the country to the deep end. And we've never really recovered in a way. We keep seeing promises. And the difference between what President Tinubu's people say the country is And the difference between that and what the country is today is miles apart. And you have to, I've said somewhere else, you have to wonder whether we are living in the same Nigeria. I think that the issue is, should one have committed to working for a government that had at least the mandate of the people to fix things, and particularly in the northern part of the country? It's unbelievable, the levels of insecurity and poverty. It's unbelievable.
Is it worse than that?
What about other politicians?
Absolutely, because I was going to ask you. You were asking for younger people. Mm-hmm. Does it affect Atiku too? Would you say Atiku also should stand down? You've not spoken about Atiku. Why are you singling out Tinubu?
If I have a chance to sit with the Waziri of Adama, I would say to him, sir, he might know a little bit better than I know Tinubu. Sir, you've done your bit. You've held up the democratic process. You represented it well. Your name has been written in gold. You've been persistent. It's time to yield the ground, to yield the position to a younger person. Don't run.
Even Atiku?
Yes, play the father role. Find good younger person.
Do you think Atiku that you know will listen to that kind of advice?
I think so. To be honest with you, I think so.
Atiku
I don't think
it's always wanted to be president.
Well, you can, yes.
Bola Tinubu also wanted to be president.
Yeah, but I'm advising them against what appears to be what they want. And I'm trying to point out to them. Actually, the truth about it is that if PDP were to field a younger person, more capable, somebody with less skeletons in their cupboard, somebody with less liabilities, age and health and everything, believe me, they will take APC to the cleaners. With all this bulging party bulging with people running away from prosecution, people looking for offices, the APC is growing with a lot of the wrong people. Mm. All these defections are informed by only one thing. They're looking for positions or they are running away from EFCC.
But the FCC chairman told us on this program yesterday that there's nothing like that, no political interferences.
Well, they're not exactly going to write him a letter of information. They won't write to him and say, dear chairman of the FCC, it may have come to your notice that I'm leaving my party PDP to join APC. Believe me, it's nothing to do with the file that is in front of you. I want to fix the country. They are not likely to tell him. I watched you and him yesterday. The question is not what the chairman of the FCC. He would do his job, especially the chairman I now know. I know him very well. I think he's a good chap, a gentleman. They are not going to tell him. But I'm telling you, the people who are running into the APC from all over the place are actually a liability to the APC. It's just simply a refugee camp. Political refugee camp, and it will burst.
Let me ask you,